everybody and welcome back to my channel. So as you can probably tell from the thumbnail, today's video is about my breast augmentation or my boob job. I had my surgery back over a year ago now, back in June 2018, and I thought, as I didn't tell anyone, I didn't make it sort of known on social media, I didn't tell a lot of people apart from like close friends and family, I thought it would be a good way to sort of get it out there, answer a lot of your questions. Because it was over a year ago, I've actually written loads of notes about my experience, just to jog my memory and hopefully to answer a lot of your questions and just chat really about what I went through. Also, before I begin, I just want to say that this is not a video of encouragement in any way, shape or form. I'm not telling you to go and get a boob job. This is purely my experience with my body and my choices. So if anyone has an opinion on it, maybe a negative opinion, just keep it to yourself, because it's my body and my decision to do what I did. I think a lot of people are quite curious about the process as well. I literally didn't know anything about it before I started, and I probably would have wanted this video if I was thinking about it. Okay, so the first question was, how long have I wanted this done for? I've always wanted one. I think majority or a lot of girls probably do want one when they're growing up, when they go through puberty and they see their friends have got like big boobs, and some of their friends have got like small nice boobs, and they can all wear different things that sort of complement them. I never had that. I was like that middle ground of just sort of had something but couldn't like pull things off. So from a young age I probably always wanted to have one, but never sort of, it was never like adamant in my mind. I never sort of had that feeling where I needed to have one. It's just never been an option for me. I wouldn't say I've needed one, but it was just too expensive. I just thought maybe after I've had kids, or if I've got some savings when I grow up, maybe I could do it. But it never really crossed my mind. It was just something that was sort of always there. The reason that I wanted it done is because I've always fluctuated in my weight. If you saw my previous video, I was quite big when I was younger, then I slimmed down over school, then I met Ross and I got big again, then I slimmed down again, and my body is just used to sort of stretching and coming back and stretching and coming back. And when I lost the 5 stone, it was literally like my boobs had melted off my body, if that makes sense. It wasn't nice at all. I didn't like my body, and it was just kind of like a kick in the teeth, because I've always wanted to have a nice body, and after I'd lost the weight you'd think that you had a body to be proud of, and I didn't. I went to Paris in May, so a month before my surgery, and I took bras along with me and none of them fitted. My boobs either didn't fit or they didn't look nice in a bra, and I ended up just never wearing one because there was nothing to sort of fill. It was just like empty skin. I had no muscle, I had no fat in them, it was pure skin, and it was just horrible. And it was something that I looked at in the mirror all the time. My cat. So after I came back from Paris, I decided that I was going to have a consultation. I didn't have to go through with anything, but I thought I might as well just do it. So I called a lot of places. I called Maya, I called Transformation, and I also called Harley Street Medical, which was, sorry it's really bright isn't it? I also called Harley Street Medical, which was the surgery I decided to go with. So first of all I called Maya, and I didn't like their customer service at all. It was kind of like, bearing in mind I knew nothing about the surgery, it was just like I was ticking a box for them, and they were asking questions I didn't really know the answer to, and then they were just like, yeah, okay, we're free, like when do you want to come in? And it was just a bit like, it wasn't very personable, and that's why I didn't like that particular company. Then Transformation was good. I remember their customer service being good over the phone, but they couldn't fit me in for like another 2 weeks. So then I called Harley Street, and they were also really, really nice, and they could fit me in quite soon. So I decided to go with them for the first consultation. In my head I was thinking, you're not going to be able to afford it, you probably are going to see it and then you might change your mind, so just go there with an open mindset. My mum came with me as well, and I think I needed that, because I needed that person to be like, You don't need size G boobs. So in the consultation, you put on a bra and then you could fit the implants in it. So when you put your top on over the top, you could see what your bust would look like with the different sizes in. I was toying between a smaller size and a bigger size. There was literally only like 15cc in it, but it did make a massive difference. And I didn't get the boob job because I wanted big fake boobs. I wanted it purely just to fill the skin with the fat, with something that I lost. That was the size that I needed to fill the skin. So I thought, that's it, it's gonna look more natural, and that'd be better for me. I then got to choose my surgeon. So it was, I don't know how other companies do it, but there was like a book of like profile pictures of the different surgeons, and it said what they do underneath, and a bit of like information. And then after you sort of chose the one that you were sort of airing towards, you then saw their like a CV, I suppose, and like their pictures of their past clients. And they always say that you have to get on with your surgeon. If you don't mix with your surgeon, you don't get on with your surgeon, you don't trust your surgeon, then don't get it done. So I chose, I think his name was, I know his last name was Sarabaki, I think it was Ollie Sarabiaki, something like that. He solely did breast enlargement. That was something that he specialised in. The other surgeons, maybe some did facelift and breast enlargement, some did all different things, but he purely did that. He was also like chairman or president or something like that of the UK for breast enlargement. So he would do talks about it, he would train people on it, other surgeons. So he just seemed like the best match for me. Did I mind that it was a man, not a woman? No. The amount of boobs he's probably seen in his life, like, it doesn't really make a difference to me, and I'm pretty open when it comes to things like that. It doesn't bother me, so no. Sorry, my camera ran out of battery. I don't know where I got to. Choosing this type of implant. So I decided to go for an implant called Allergan. I think that's how you pronounce it. So it was a gel implant. So where obviously other, I think it's saline implant, if they were to rupture, obviously it releases like fluid into your body. With Allergan they don't, they're gel, they're like a gummy bear. So if they ever did rupture, they go hard, they don't sort of leak out anything, and they look the most natural after they've dropped. So that was the reason why I went for them. They were a little bit more expensive, but I just wanted the best. I mean, if you're going to get it done once, you might as well just get the best whilst you do it. Then obviously I needed to book the consultation in with my surgeon. He went to the surgery once a month, and it just so happened that he was there on the Friday and I had my consultation on the Monday. So they squeezed me in right at the very last minute of the day with him. He had so much knowledge about not even just like my chest, but he told me, like, if you have a look here, I've got like, it's like an arch on my chest. It's called pigeon chest, and it's where, because I have asthma and a lot of other people who have asthma have it, it's a way of your rib cage protecting your lungs, so it pushes your rib cage out. So I wanted to have high profile. I ended up not being able to have that because of where my ribs are, which was fine. I wasn't too bothered about it, but he just seemed to know what he was talking about. He was a surgeon that wouldn't put a size that was too big into your body. A, because your body could reject it, and you'd end up having to take it out anyway. And B, he was more about natural looking boobs and not about sort of looking fake, and that's exactly what I wanted. So I decided to go with him. I was happy with him straight away. I didn't need to see any other surgeons. And this is where it gets interesting, because he asked when I wanted the surgery, and I literally wanted it straight away. I decided that's what I wanted to do. I decided that I wanted him to do it, and I wanted it ASAP. So he had a look through his diary, and he had a surgery in 2 weeks time, which took me to the middle of June. I think it was the 13th of June or something like that. And obviously I took it straight away. Everything was based in my town in terms of the consultations, the post-surgery, the pre-surgery checkups, everything like that was there. But my surgery was on Harley Street, so in London. So my mum and my stepdad took me in the morning. I had to get there at sort of like 8, 9 o'clock, and my surgery was at 12. My hospital that I was at was absolutely amazing. It was like a 5-star hotel. Obviously you could choose the food that you had before. It had a TV, it had like an amazing bed, it had everything you could ever ask for. So I ended up going into surgery, I think at about 1. They were running a bit behind. I think the surgery took an hour and a half. I remember waking up at about 2:30, I think it was. Being put under anaesthetic everyone said, oh, weren't you worried, weren't you worried? The answer is no, because I didn't have a lot of time from my consultation to my surgery. I hadn't lost that excitement, and because I wanted it done so much, I just wanted it done there and then. And as I was walking down to surgery, he was like, oh, are you worried? I was like, no, get me down there. As I was walking down to surgery, it was like going into a spaceship. Like, everything was white and silver, and you're walking down really long corridors, and you didn't realise, like, Oxford Street is one street down from Harley Street, and it was ridiculous. It was crazy to think that this was all like under the ground. So obviously the anaesthetist lays you down. Before all that, so as I was waiting, obviously the surgeon comes in the morning and draws it all up on you. Obviously after that, you get all the nurses come in, you have to wear those long socks and everything like that. The whole day was just exciting. Like, I actually wish I could relive it because it was so good. So yeah, I went down, laid on the bed, and obviously you meet the anaesthetist before anyway, but they just chat to you like, you going on any holidays this year? What, do you go to the gym? Blah blah blah. I'm not scared of needles or anything like that, so that doesn't bother me at all. So I literally just laid there, let them do it. They say count down from 10, and obviously everyone gets to that stage where they get to like 6 and they're like, oh my god, I'm not going to sleep. And then the next thing you know, you wake up. I remember I was talking about holiday I was going on, and then I literally woke up and I was laying on the bed, and there was like 3 other women who had just had theirs done as well, like laying opposite me. So I was a day case. A lot of the time people stay overnight, but I went in at, obviously my surgery was about 1 and I was out by 6 o'clock in the evening. I wanted to have it be a day case. I just wanted to go back to my own bed. People had like drains and stuff in their boobs afterwards. I think it's just like excess water. I don't really know what it is, because obviously the day case patients don't have that. Maybe that just dissipates over time. Afterwards, I just felt uncomfortable. I didn't feel in pain. I didn't feel anything like that. I was just, it's more because you've got, they call them foreign bodies, because you've got 2 things that your body's not used to. It was just uncomfortable. I just didn't feel like me. I didn't personally feel any pain at all. I didn't feel any pain throughout the recovery either. I was very lucky. Sorry, I just had to put my hair up because it's so hot. Where I can't open the window, we have a parrot next door called Nigel, and he's really loud and he screams, and you can probably hear him anyway, but I have to shut the window because he gets too loud, and it's very hot in here. Okay, so when they took me back to the room after my surgery, when they wheeled me up, this is a tip, a top tip if you go and get it done. I was told from a lady at work that if I ate sweets, my blood pressure would go back to normal quicker and I could leave earlier. So when I woke up and realised I was okay and I was in no pain, I just wanted to go home. So I bought like the Tesco's fizzy strawberry laces, and she was like, do you need anything? And I said, oh yeah, could you just grab those strawberry laces from my bag? So she did, and I ate them all in about 10 seconds because I just wanted the sugar. I don't know what I thought it was going to do. And then my parents came up and we were just chatting, and all of a sudden my mum was like, you look green. I was like, yeah, I don't feel well. I was sick in the paper bowls, only like a little bit. There was like red bits in it and I thought it was blood. So I like pulled the emergency cord and I was like, there's blood in my sick. And the nurses came in and she like took the sick bowl and she was like, there's strawberry laces. I was like, oh. So yeah, top tip, don't eat until you get the food that you pre-ordered on the menu, which is about an hour after you come up from the anaesthetic. Don't eat anything else apart from that because you will be sick. Okay, so a couple of questions people have asked me. How painful was it during and in the recovery? Like I said, I was lucky enough to not have any pain whatsoever during like the week I took off work. I know a lot of people are different. I have quite a high pain threshold, I think. So I also knew that it was self-inflicted pain. Like, I kind of psyched myself up beforehand and I was like, if it does hurt, you've put this on yourself. So you've just got to get over it. But like I said, it didn't ever hurt physically. It was like not a pain. It was more just an uncomfort. I didn't like being bedbound for a week. Obviously you can't have showers. You can't even like reach a glass from a cupboard. You can't lift your arms. So that was more annoying than anything, the fact I couldn't do things. But there was There was absolutely no pain. How much was the surgery? So my surgery was £4,500. I was lucky enough that I could pay it off in one big lump sum, but the surgery that I went to, they actually did a year interest-free credit. So if it was something that you couldn't afford right then, or you had some savings, you didn't have all of it, then you could put a deposit down and then pay the rest over a year. When did I go back to the gym? So my operation was on a Tuesday. I had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off of work, obviously Saturday, Sunday, weekend, and I went back to work on the Monday. So I got dropped to work and picked up from work by my family, and I felt fine. Like, I probably could have driven, I just didn't want to risk it. They always say that patients that don't have any pain are probably the worst ones, because they're most likely to do something because they think they can do it and they can't, and they'll pull the stitches or something like that. So I thought, just don't do it, and then you'll feel better for it. And I went back to the gym. So it's meant to be 6 weeks before you do any type of exercise. I went back to the gym after 5 weeks because I felt like my body was ready. I only did like leg exercises on the machine, so like leg extension, leg press, things that didn't use my upper body at all. So I didn't lift any heavy weights. I just wanted to do something. Like, by 5 weeks I was so bored. I lost all my muscle. Like, everything I'd worked towards that whole year I'd lost in that 5 weeks. Obviously it came back quite quickly. I have quite good muscle memory, but yeah, it was a boring time. So 5 weeks is the answer to that question. I have a post-surgery bra which you have to wear all the time, and you obviously can't have showers. And when I had it, it was when that heat wave was last June, and it was awful. You could have a shallow bath, so I had to have a shallow bath, but I couldn't like wash my armpits. Like, Ross had to help me. I still wear my bra a lot. I wear my post-surgery bra to the gym. I wear it to work if I'm wearing something baggy. I just try and wear it as much as I can because I worry that they're going to drop, which I know they've probably dropped the most that they're going to get now a year later. But just in case, I still wear it when I can. I had a 1 week checkup and a 3-month checkup just to see how I was getting on. Obviously after the 1 week they just take the stitches. My stitches were dissolvable, but they just obviously took all like everything off, and then you could have a shower. That was the most uncomfortable thing for me, having a shower, because you have to hair dry your stitches or hair dry the area, because you can't rub it obviously with anything that's like unsanitary. So that's part of the recovery. And I had a V pillow, so that was really helpful because you could sleep on one side and it wouldn't be painful. Obviously you had to sleep on your back upright with the V pillow around you for a week. It's just uncomfortable, but it's so worth it. It was the best thing I ever did in the whole world. What was I? So before I had my operation, I was like a 30A. I literally had absolutely nothing. When I was the biggest that I was about a 36E. So you can imagine like the amount of weight that was lost around my boobs had just gone. So yeah, I was about a 30A. When I went out of surgery, I was a 32E because they were swollen, and now I'm a 32 double D-ish. I can't remember what CC I got in terms of my implant. I think it was 315 or 215. I can't remember which one it was. I think it must have been 315. And I was toying between 315 and 325. So it was literally like 10 cc in it, but it made so much difference. And the cc in different implants looks different on other people. So although that might be quite small to some people, it could look bigger on others. So it's just literally relative to the patient. Do I need them redone in the future? The ones that I got, no, I don't need to get them done in the future, but they will sag over time. And obviously when I have children and I breastfeed, they're gonna sag. Just through life, they're just gonna drop more. So my surgeon said that people only really get them redone if they just want a lift again. The majority of the time, people want bigger. So like after a year or so and you're used to them, you just want them bigger. A lot of people would get it redone because they want bigger implants, but not at the moment, no. And if I don't ever want them done, then they could stay there forever. A big one as well was, can I breastfeed? It was a massive worry for me, to be honest, and I always had that idea that you couldn't if you had implants, that you couldn't breastfeed, but you can. It doesn't affect it in any way, shape or form. I had, what did I have? I had over muscle implants, not under muscle. Either one doesn't affect breastfeeding in any way. I made sure of that. I had to like triple check it with the surgeon because that was probably the biggest worry for me out of everything. I went over muscle only because if I went under muscle, the surgeon checked with me, you put your hands on your hips like that, and because I already went to the gym, I had a really strong chest muscle, like here and here. So if I went under muscle, it would push that muscle out even more and it would just make them look irregular. So I went over muscle. I can breastfeed. I don't want it done in the future. At the moment, I'm happy with them. I don't have to have them done, and I am super happy with the result. Obviously, I was happy with my body before. I'm happy with it now. It's just that my confidence has grown in my body and it just has completed my journey. Now, obviously, I have to be careful in terms of losing any more weight. I had to make sure I was the weight that I wanted to stay at. If I lost any more weight, your boobs can ripple. I had to make sure that I was a weight that I was happy with before I did it. Obviously, if you gain weight, it changes them as well, but I'm happy with sort of staying in between my certain weight like limit now. I think that I've covered everything. If there's anything else that you'd like to know, just comment below or ask a question on my Instagram. I'm always happy to answer questions on it. I am an open book on it. I just didn't tell people because I didn't get it to show off. I didn't get it to show that I'd have a boob job. I just wanted to do it for myself. It has made me so much more confident. You know, I can wear a bikini and I don't have to worry about it. I can wear bras and I don't think that there's like nothing there. It's just, it's crazy how much a thing can change you. And I know that it's not affordable to everyone. And I know that it is a massive, massive thing. You know, it's your body at the end of the day, and it's a massive change to your body that's going to be there forever. You know, you have to think, do you want fake boobs when you're a granny and you're 80 years old? You know, obviously you'll get them out, but it's just so many things to think about. And I probably didn't think about them in too much detail before my surgery because it all happened so quickly. I didn't have that time to worry about it or think in too much detail about it. But I think that was the best thing for me. It was the push I needed. I was done in such a short space of time that it was amazing, and I wouldn't change it for the world, and I'm so happy with the results. And that is pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.